Angela Merkel, former Chancellor of the Federal Republic of Germany, who has been in power for more than 16 years and directly participated in the Normandy format meetings, who instructed and directly participated in the process of working out the Minsk agreements, shared what Berlin really thought and based on what positions it acted in this issue. Angela Merkel's direct speech. The 2014 Minsk agreement was an attempt to give the Ukraine time. They used that time to become stronger, which you can see today. Ukraine in 2014-2015 is not today's Ukraine. As we could see in the fighting near Debaltseve in early 2015, Russia could have easily captured them then, and I doubt that NATO countries could have done as much then as they do now to help the Ukraine. It was clear to all of us, again, Merkel is saying this, that this was a frozen conflict, that the problem was not solved, but this is what has given the Ukraine precious time. This is not just a revelation, it's not just a remembrance, it's a confession, probably the first time it has ever been spoken so clearly. Yes, the Kiev regime has repeatedly said that it was not going to implement any agreements, but the West, the countries, their leaders who were directly part of the Normandy format, have never said so explicitly. Now we have the recognition of a woman, a leader of a country that had a tremendous influence on the political ferment inside the supposedly sovereign Ukraine, whose politicians manually guided many political processes and including the change of power on the territory of the Ukraine. This recognition belongs to the men in the bowels of those of whose country system formed the very Ukrainian elites, which created the history of modern Ukraine. The history of the contrary, anti-history. This is the same state, its leader, who handed out residency permits, passports, and all other benefits to those whom they either threw in or simply recruited to the Ukraine in order to pursue their respective policies there. Today, we have received testimony from men that everything that has been worked out and presented to the world as agreements. And it was not just recommendations of the United Nations Organization, but became part of international law in the form of a UN Security Council resolution, binding on every state, not just the members of the Normandy format and the Kiev regime. It was all from the point of view of the West just a falsification. It was a flirting with the use of international law, with only one goal: to pump the Kiev regime with weapons. It was a distraction of the international community from the real events on the territory of Ukraine and humanitarian catastrophe, the endless killings, which in 2022 led to 13,000 or more victims on all sides. For one purpose only: to pump the Kiev regime with weapons and to prepare politically to start the very hostilities that he saw in early 2022, when the Kiev regime began to inflict simply lethal blows on Donbass, which left no room for any other action than that which the Russian Federation has taken, to recognize these territories as sovereign in the beginning, and then, as has been demonstrated to the world through international law, through available mechanism, to accept them into the Russian Federation, so that they become truly defensible, so that they can save their lives. So this confession by former Chancellor Merkel sounds scary. Fraud as a method of action by the West, machinations, manipulations, all kinds of distortions of true law and law that one can only imagine. They already knew then in 2015, when they conducted hours-long negotiations, that they would never comply with this, and that they would pump the Kiev regime with weapons. They had no pity for everyone, women, children, civilians in Donbass and the Ukraine as a whole. They needed a conflict and they were ready for it back then in 2015. Now there is a lot of talk about legal assessments of what is going on around the Ukraine. This is a concrete request for a tribunal. What Merkel said in her interview is the testimony of a person who directly stated that everything that was done in 2014-2015 had one goal: to take the eyes of the world community away from the real problems, to pump the Kiev regime with weapons, and to bring things to a big conflict.
Время накачать киевский режим вооружениями и привести дело к большому конфликту.